game, you obviously a draw on the weekend, first points. Just take a bit of, I guess, confidence for that. North are a great kind of outfit. To have the first game 2 points, a draw in the second. How are you guys feeling? Obviously, I guess where you guys are after this first fortnight.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can look at it and be like, we haven't got a win on the board yet, but I think it's 10 times more positive than that. We've played Melbourne and then North, and North are probably arguably the premiership favourites after what they did in round one. And I think considering, we went down by 2 points and then drew, I think we controlled both games for majority of the game and just struggled to put those final piece of the puzzle together and hit the scoreboard. But I think starting the season against, two really strong opposition will help set us up really well for the rest of the season. And I think we're still in a really positive place for the year.
Trailed in inside 50, so probably just didn't get that final touch, but to then rally from 3 goals down. Just were positives and negatives out of both those two things.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you look at us last year, we were probably renowned for starting strong and then dying out. And I think if you look at our first 2 games, it's nearly like we've come from behind and pushed really hard late, which is really, I guess, shows the work that we've done in the off season and improved our strength and conditioning. And I think, as I said, we controlled most of the game. We had more inside 50s, but we just couldn't quite hit the scoreboard on the weekend. A couple of unlucky bounces. We kicked 2 goals, but there was free kicks awarded at the same time, so we didn't, those goals weren't allowed. So I think we're still in a really positive place, considering, and if we're able to, I guess, just clean up a little few things in those early stages of the game, I think we'll be hitting the scoreboard and challenging really hard.
The performance of Ash, it was an almost performance to start off with, and then it was I think we'd been waiting for her just to be able to hang on to those marks, and she was able to late, and the confidence we hope that she'll get out of that to be able to stick them, because she's going to tear a game apart.
100%. She's pretty incredible, and I think that's one example. I reckon the first quarter she had 2 or 3 bounce off her chest. They were, they were hers for the taking, and then she would have had 2 shots on goals 20 metres out. So it was really great to see Lingy in that second half, find that touch that she's probably been searching for the previous game and in that first half. And without a doubt, we back her in every single week, and it will be a matter of time before she does break a game open, and I reckon she'll kick a bag anytime soon.
Carlton obviously come away with a win up north, a narrow one. They're a tricky opponent, aren't they? We've seen the best of them, but we haven't seen the best of them so far this year. But depending on what they bring will obviously determine how Saturday plays out a little bit. Yeah,
100%. I don't think we've played them for a couple of years now, maybe, but I think with the direction the competition's going, everyone that's sort of previously sat in that middle section, anything could happen. Their best, I think nearly anyone's footy is good enough. It's just enabling that for the entire 4 quarters. So we know coming up against Carlton this weekend that they're really strong opposition, and we need to bring our A game once again and for an entire 4 quarters to come away with the win. But we're really confident to back in our system and back in our players to get the job done.
A couple of little scratch below the eye. There's a couple of marks under your left.
Is it? Might have been my scar from the other one. I'm not sure.
Your own performance, though, your season so far, obviously we're 2 games in, it's a small sample size, but it's been as impressive as football as you've played. How do you keep living up to your high standards?
Oh, look, I do definitely hold myself to really high standards, and I'm happy with how I've started this season so far. But I think the main thing I really try to pride myself on is consistency. So I'm happy with how I've started, but I want to hold that for the entirety of the season. And obviously, each off-season you go to work and try and add a few more layers to your game, and even still off the back of my first 2 games, there's real evident parts of my game where I can add more to it. And it's something that I keep focusing on week in, week out. But I pride myself on consistency, and hopefully, I guess being able to do that for a few more games yet.
Just on a wider footy thing, for such a short season, we're one of the best players out there across the whole competition. But I suspect when a player of the ilk of Chloe Malloy goes down with that news, does everybody's heart sink and just goes, that's just horrible, even though she's an opponent and she'll play good footy against you, but we want the best out there, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. I think whether it's Chloe or anyone else playing AFLW, you don't want to see that kind of injury. And already this season, it's across the men's and the women's, there's so many season-ending injuries, and you hate to see it. It obviously touch wood, we've been really fortunate here, but it still hits home when it's, you know, someone playing in your competition, and it's the last thing you want. We want to have, you know, our best athletes out on the track, and we all work so hard for 12 months of the year to get 11 weeks to showcase what we've got. So yeah, it's really terrible for Chloe and the Swans and all the other girls that are sort of in that same position at the moment. But yeah, we hope they all have the best recovery possible and get back out on the track as soon as possible.
So to touch back on, I guess, a bit of a role that you play in. Spoken to Dan about this throughout the pre-season with the ruck, and you lost Erin kind of with the retirement, and you bring Lily in, and you've got Kate, but not having, I guess, maybe that A-grader kind of ready-made ruck that Dan kind of said you've got to kind of find workarounds to it. And then in the last couple of games, you have kind of lost that ruck contest, but to still be very, very competitive in clearances, centre clearances, and yourself kind of leading the charge there. How have you guys, as a midfield group, kind of worked with that to kind of limit that impact?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Darbs and Feathers are doing an incredible job fighting the fight at the moment. They're both giving up a fair bit of height, and they're not backing down to the challenge. Yeah, we obviously have been down in hit-outs, and that's okay. It just means we do have to change up how we're playing a little bit. And I guess personally, yeah, looking to shark the opposition's ruck sort of becomes your next focus, but at the same time, yeah, you do have to change how you play a little bit. Obviously, don't want to give away what I what I do, but yeah, you do have to not play as proactively and look at protecting different areas of space and winning the ball a bit of a different way.
So you guys are happy with like how it is kind of tracking, and that is, I guess, week to week might change who you come up against, but that won't take away from what you guys kind of do in the midfield and going forward?
No, 100%. I mean, if we're winning hit-outs, losing hit-outs, we'll adjust accordingly to that, and I back our midfield in, and I back Darbs, Feathers, Lily, whoever's in there as our ruck as well, to go to work and to bring a good contest. So yeah, it's definitely not an excuse of ours for us around the clearance battle. We still back ourselves and our systems in to even or better.
Have you picked up any trends through the first couple of weeks of AFLW that the games are a bit different to what we've seen in previous seasons?
I mean, I think you're starting to see, like, I look at Port Adelaide and Hawthorn, two of the newer expansion sides, and what they're bringing to the competition, higher scoring, a faster, more free-flowing game, and it's really exciting. I think AFLW every year and every season, it continues to evolve the more time that we get to put into training and the more time that the competitions around it naturally evolve. So yeah, I mean, I think we'll see more of that as the season unfolds. Obviously early, I sort of think it takes 3 or 4 rounds to sort of get an understanding of where each team's at and what the trends are. But I guess they're two of the teams who I've really noticed the start to this season, what they've been able to do, and they're playing an exciting brand, which is so good for AFLW.